Welcome back to Werewolf Whispers, my beautiful pack. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here, because today's story is going to completely wreck you in the most delicious way possible. No one wanted the rejected Omega girl at the auction, until the ruthless Alpha King claimed her. Asterisk is a tale that hits every single one of your favorite tropes, and trust me, you're going to be obsessed. Picture this: an Omega cast aside by her own pack, standing vulnerable on an auction block while cruel eyes judge her worth. Everyone sees damaged goods. Everyone except him. The Alpha King, whose reputation makes grown wolves tremble, he sees something else entirely. Something precious. Something is. But here's the thing, loves. This isn't just about claiming. It's about a broken girl discovering she was never broken at all, and a ruthless king learning that sometimes the greatest strength comes wrapped in the softest package. We're talking forced proximity, protective alpha energy that'll make you swoon, and a transformation so powerful it'll leave you breathless. This Omega's journey from rejection to reverence? It's everything you didn't know you needed. So grab your favorite blanket, maybe some tissues, you'll need them, and settle in for this emotional roller coaster. Because once this Alpha King sets his sights on his Omega, there's no going back. Let's dive in, shall we? Your heart is about to get completely claimed. Chapter 1. The Auction Block. The morning mist clings to the cobblestones of Shadowmere's slave market like the ghosts of forgotten dreams. Luna Blackthorn stands motionless on the weathered platform, her wrists bound with enchanted iron that burns against her pale skin. Each breath tastes of desperation and decay, but she's learned not to show weakness. Not here. Not when vultures circle. Next offering. The auctioneer's voice booms across the silent crowd, his yellowed teeth gleaming with malicious glee. Female werewolf, age 21, bloodline unknown. Can read, write, and... He pauses, squinting at his ledger with theatrical confusion. Claims healing abilities. Scattered laughter ripples through the gathered buyers. In this brutal world, healers are considered obsolete. Weakness in wolf form. Luna's jaw clenches, but she keeps her emerald eyes fixed on the cracked stone beneath her bare feet. Starting bid, 100 silver, the auctioneer declares. Silence. The seconds stretch like hours. Luna can feel their judgment, their dismissal. Too thin from months of captivity. Too broken. Too ordinary. Her wolf spirit lies dormant, weakened by starvation and despair. 50 silver? The auctioneer's confidence wavers. Come now, gentlemen. She's young, healthy. 30, growls a voice from the crowd. Luna's blood turns to ice. She knows that voice. Murdoch the Destroyer, a brute whose previous slaves rarely survived their first winter. His scarred face splits into a predatory grin as he elbows through the crowd, already counting his coins. 30 silver from Master Murdoch. Relief floods the auctioneer's voice. Any other? 1,000 gold. The words slice through the marketplace like a blade through silk. Every conversation dies. Children stop crying. Even the wind seems to hold its breath. Luna's head snaps up, instinct overriding caution. Through the suddenly parting crowd strides a figure that makes her wolf whimper in recognition. Not fear, but something deeper. Primal. Inevitable. He's massive, easily 6.5 feet of coiled muscle and barely restrained power. His midnight black hair frames a face carved from granite and starlight, all sharp angles and dangerous beauty. But it's his eyes that steal her breath. Molten silver, ancient and knowing, carrying the weight of 1,000 dark secrets. Dante Ravencrest. The Shadow King himself. 1,000 gold. The auctioneer stammers, his face pale as fresh snow. My lord, surely you jest. Do I appear to be jesting? Dante's voice is velvet over steel, each word precisely controlled. His silver gaze never leaves Luna's face, studying her with the intensity of a predator, sizing up prey. Or perhaps something far more dangerous. Murdoch tries to protest, but one look from the Shadow King sends him scurrying into the crowd like the coward he is. No one challenges Dante Ravencrest. Not if they value their lives. Sold. The auctioneer squeaks, his hands shaking as he completes the transaction. Luna's mind reels. Why would the most feared alpha in the Northern Territories buy a rejected Omega? What could he possibly want with her? Dante approaches the platform with fluid grace, each step deliberate and hypnotic. Up close, Luna catches his scent. Pine forests after rain, steel forged in starfire, and something wild that makes her dormant wolf stir for the first time in months. You're a healer, he states, not a question but a certainty that sends chills down her spine. Ah, yes, my lord. Her voice emerges as barely a whisper. I was trained by the Moonwater Pack before, she swallows hard. Before they were all slaughtered. Something flickers across his features. Understanding? Shared pain? Before she can decipher it, his expression hardens back to cold marble. Good. He turns to his lieutenant, a battle-scarred warrior with loyal eyes. Magnus, prepare her for transport. We leave within the hour. As guards unlock her shackles, Luna dares one last glance at the mysterious alpha who's just purchased her freedom, or perhaps her doom. Why does she get the feeling that her real story is only just beginning? Chapter 2. The Journey to Ravencrest. The journey to Dante's territory takes 3 days through increasingly treacherous mountain passes. Luna rides in silence beside Magnus, who proves surprisingly gentle despite his fearsome appearance. The Shadow King maintains his distance, leading their party on a massive black stallion that seems to flow over the rough terrain like liquid shadow. Don't let his coldness fool you, Magnus says quietly on the second evening as they make camp. The king has his reasons for everything. Luna watches Dante from across the flickering campfire. He sits apart from the others, his silver eyes reflecting the flames as he stares into the darkness beyond their circle of light. There's something deeply lonely about him, something that calls to the healer in her soul. What happened to his pack? She asks. Magnus' scarred face grows grim. Massacre. 15 years ago. He was barely 18 when the Crimson Claw attacked during the Blood Moon. They showed no mercy, women, children, elders. All slaughtered for sport. Luna's heart clenches. She knows that pain, the crushing weight of survivor's guilt. How did he survive? Fought his way out through a mountain of corpses. But the boy who entered that battle died with his family. What emerged was something else entirely, something forged in blood and vengeance. Magnus' voice drops to a whisper. He spent the next 5 years hunting down every member of the Crimson Claw. Made them pay in ways that still give other packs nightmares. A shiver runs down Luna's spine. What kind of monster has she been sold to? But later that night, when fever strikes one of the younger guards, it's Dante himself who carries the boy to Luna's side. His silver eyes burn with barely controlled desperation. Fix him, he commands, but Luna hears the hidden plea beneath the order. She places her hands on the guard's burning forehead, letting her healing light flow into his fevered body. Dante watches every movement with predatory intensity, as if memorizing each gesture. The boy's fever breaks within minutes, his breathing easing into natural sleep. When Luna looks up, she finds Dante studying her with an expression she can't quite read. Thank you, he says simply, then disappears back into the shadows. The next morning brings their first glimpse of Ravencrest Castle, a massive fortress carved from black stone, its towers reaching toward the sky like claws seeking purchase on the heavens. Everything about it speaks of power and isolation, beauty and danger intertwined. Welcome to your new home, Magnus says, but his tone suggests it might also be her tomb. Chapter 3. Secrets in Stone. Ravencrest Castle proves to be a labyrinth of contradictions. The main halls gleam with polished marble and priceless tapestries, but the deeper corridors hold shadows that seem to writhe with their own dark life. Servants scurry about their duties with downcast eyes, speaking only in whispers. Luna is given quarters in the East Wing, a beautiful suite with a four-poster bed and windows overlooking moonlit gardens. It's more luxury than she's ever known, but the iron bars on the windows remind her that she's still a prisoner. Her duties, however, prove surprisingly mundane. No torture chambers or dark rituals. Instead, she tends to minor injuries among the staff, kitchen burns, training wounds, the occasional fever. It's honest work, and she begins to relax despite the castle's ominous atmosphere. The problem is Dante himself. He appears at random moments throughout her days, watching her heal a maid's cut hand from a doorway, observing her tend a guard's sprained ankle from the shadows. He never speaks, never approaches, but his presence burns like silver fire against her consciousness. 3 weeks pass before she finally confronts him. She finds him in his study late one night, hunched over ancient texts by candlelight. The shadows under his eyes speak of sleepless nights and heavy burdens. "My lord," she says softly from the doorway. He looks up, and for just a moment, his carefully controlled mask slips. She sees exhaustion there, and something that might be loneliness. "You should be sleeping," he says, his voice rougher than usual. "So should you." She steps into the room despite every instinct screaming at her to flee. "You've been watching me." His jaw tightens. "I observe all my investments." "Is that what I am?" "An investment." Silence stretches between them like a drawn blade. Then Dante closes his book with deliberate precision and stands, his full height making the spacious study feel suddenly cramped. "You want honesty?" His voice drops to a dangerous whisper. "You're a mystery I can't solve." A healer who survived the destruction of her pack. A woman who shows no fear when facing certain death. An omega whose mere presence makes my wolf pace like a caged beast. Luna's breath catches. There's hunger in his silver eyes now, barely leashed desire that makes her pulse race. "My lord." "Dante," he corrects, moving closer. "When we're alone, call me Dante." The intimacy of his name on her lips feels like a gift and a weapon rolled into one. "Dante," she whispers, testing the sound. "Why did you really buy me?" For a moment, she thinks he won't answer. Then his hand rises to trace the line of her jaw with infinite gentleness, as if she's made of spun glass. "Because the moment I saw you on that platform, my wolf recognized something I thought was lost forever." His thumb brushes across her lower lip, sending lightning through her veins. Hope. Before she can respond, he steps back, his mask slamming back into place. "Return to your quarters," he orders, but his voice shakes with barely controlled restraint. "And stay away from the North Tower. Some secrets are better left buried." Luna retreats, but his words echo in her mind. What lies in the North Tower? And why did the most feared alpha in the territories really need a healer? Chapter 4. Blood and Betrayal. The answer comes 3 days later in the worst possible way. Luna wakes to screams echoing through the castle halls. She throws on her robe and races toward the sound, her healer's instincts overriding common sense. The screams lead her to the courtyard, where she finds chaos. Blood pools on the ancient stones. Guards lie motionless in unnatural positions. And in the center of it all stands Dante, his eyes wild with bloodlust, his hands and clothes soaked crimson. But it's what lies at his feet that steals her breath. A young woman, maybe 17, her throat torn open by claws. Her lifeless eyes stare accusingly at the stars, and her pale lips are frozen in a final scream. "No," Luna breathes, her healing hands already reaching toward the girl. "Don't touch her." Dante's voice cracks like a whip, spinning toward Luna with inhuman speed. His silver eyes burn with madness, and for the first time since meeting him, she feels true terror. "Stay back," he snarls, his voice more wolf than man. "She's beyond your help now." Magnus appears with a squad of guards, their faces grim but unsurprised. This has happened before. Take her to the pyre, Dante orders, his voice hollow with exhaustion. And prepare the usual story for her family. My lord, Luna says carefully, what happened here? Dante's laugh is bitter as winter wind. What always happens during the blood moon, little healer? The monster takes what it wants. Understanding crashes over her like icy water. The North Tower. His strange absences. The way the servants speak in whispers after certain nights. You're cursed, she whispers. His silver eyes find hers across the blood-soaked courtyard. Now you know why I really bought you. Not for your healing skills, but for what comes after. When the beast rises, someone needs to tend to what's left behind. Luna's mind races. How long? 15 years. Since the night my pack died. His voice is matter-of-fact, but she hears the agony beneath. The Crimson Claw's alpha cursed me with his dying breath. Every blood moon, I become something else. Something that kills without discrimination or mercy. There has to be a way to break it. I've consulted every witch, every seer, every dark practitioner in 3 territories. His smile is sharp as broken glass. The curse can only be broken by true love's sacrifice. And what woman could ever love a monster? Before Luna can answer, he turns and strides toward the castle, leaving her standing in a pool of innocent blood. But as she watches him go, a terrible certainty settles in her chest. She's already falling for the man beneath the monster. And if she's not careful, she'll be the next body in his courtyard. Chapter 5. The Healer's Gambit. For days after the massacre, Dante avoids Luna completely. She catches glimpses of him stalking the corridors like a ghost, his silver eyes haunted by guilt and self-loathing. The servants whisper of his visits to the North Tower, where he chains himself before each transformation. Luna throws herself into research, spending hours in the castle's vast library poring over ancient texts on curses and dark magic. There has to be another way. There always is. She finds the answer in a crumbling tome written by a long-dead witch queen. The crimson curse can be broken, but only through the willing sacrifice of a pure heart. The chosen must face the beast unarmed and unafraid, offering their life freely in the moment of its greatest rage. Luna's hands shake as she reads the passage again. True love's sacrifice, not just emotional, but literal. Someone would have to die for Dante to be free. The next blood moon is only 2 weeks away. That night, she finds him in the gardens, staring up at the waxing moon with hollow eyes. I know how to break your curse, she says without preamble. He doesn't turn around. So do I. And I won't let you die for my sins. You knew. Anger flares in her chest. You knew there was a way, and you never. Never what? He spins to face her, his eyes blazing. Never told you that the cure for my damnation requires your death? Never mentioned that I'd have to watch the beast tear you apart with these hands. He holds up his fingers, and Luna sees the claws already beginning to emerge. I may be a monster, but I'm not that selfish. What if I want to do it? The words escape before she can stop them. Dante goes very still. Why? Luna takes a shaky breath. Because somewhere in these past weeks, I've fallen in love with you. The real you. Not the Shadow King or the feared Alpha, but the man who carried a fevered boy to my side. The one who grieves for every life his curse has claimed. The one who locked himself away to protect others from what he becomes. Luna? Her name is a broken prayer on his lips. I've lived my whole life being unwanted, unworthed. Let me do something that matters. Let me save you. No. His voice is absolute, final. I won't trade your life for my freedom. I'd rather spend eternity as a monster than lose you. But Luna has already made her choice. She just needs to figure out how to survive it. Chapter 6. The Blood Moon Rises. The day of the blood moon dawns gray and ominous. Storm clouds gather on the horizon, and the very air seems to thicken with malevolent energy. Throughout the castle, servants hurry to complete their tasks before nightfall, when they'll lock themselves in their quarters and pray for dawn. Luna spends a day in careful preparation. She studies every account of Dante's transformations, looking for patterns, weaknesses, anything that might help her survive what's coming. The beast always kills quickly. That's both blessing and curse. She'll have moments, maybe less, to reach whatever humanity remains buried beneath the bloodlust. As evening approaches, she makes her way to the North Tower. The ancient stairs spiral upward into gathering darkness, each step echoing like a funeral bell. At the top, she finds a circular chamber lined with silver-etched chains and protective wards. Dante is already there, pacing like a caged wolf. His skin is taken on an unnatural pallor, and his silver eyes glow with inner fire. "You shouldn't be here," he says without looking at her. "Magnus has orders to keep you away." Magnus is unconscious in the wine cellar, sleeping draft in his evening meal. Luna steps into the chamber, her heart hammering against her ribs. "Just you and me tonight." Dante spins around, his face a mask of fury and terror. "Do you have any idea what you've done? When the moon rises, I won't be able to control." "I know." Luna's voice is steady despite her fear. "I'm counting on it." The first ray of crimson moonlight slants through the chamber's high window, and Dante doubles over with a scream of agony. The transformation has begun. Luna watches in horrified fascination as his body reshapes itself. Bones crack and elongate. Muscles bulge and twist. His beautiful face contorts into something predatory and alien, all fangs and burning eyes. Within minutes, the man she loves has vanished, replaced by a creature of pure nightmare. The beast towers over her, 7 feet of corded muscle and razor claws, its muzzle dripping with anticipation of violence. It circles her slowly, savoring her fear. She can smell death on its breath, see the intelligence behind its rage. This isn't some mindless monster. It's Dante corrupted, all his power turned toward destruction. "I know you're still in there," she whispers, forcing herself to remain perfectly still. "I know you can hear me." The beast snarls, lunging forward with claws extended. But instead of running or fighting, Luna does the one thing it doesn't expect. She steps toward it, arms outstretched. "I love you," she says simply. "All of you. Even this." The claws stop inches from her throat. For a heartbeat, confusion flickers in the beast's burning eyes. Then it roars and strikes. Chapter 7. Love's True Sacrifice. Pain explodes through Luna's chest as claws tear through flesh and bone. She feels ribs crack, feels the hot rush of blood down her body. But even as agony threatens to drag her into darkness, she doesn't pull away. Instead, she reaches up and cups the beast's muzzle in her bloody hands. "I forgive you," she whispers, her voice growing weaker with each word. "For all of it. The deaths, the pain, the guilt you carry. None of it was your choice." The beast freezes, its eyes widening with something that might be recognition. "You're not a monster," Luna continues, her healing light beginning to glow despite her wounds. But this time, she's not trying to save herself. She's pouring everything she has into the creature before her, seeking the man trapped within. "You're just hurt, and I can heal hurt." Her light grows brighter, silver-white radiance that fills the chamber like captured starlight. The beast staggers backward, but Luna follows, her hands never leaving its face. "Come back to me," she pleads. "Come home." The beast throws back its head and howls, not with rage this time, but with anguish. The sound is heartbreaking, the cry of a soul recognizing itself for the first time in 15 years. The crimson light of the blood moon suddenly shifts, becoming pure white. The curse's hold wavers, cracks, and finally shatters like glass. The transformation reverses in moments. Claws retract, muscles reshape, the alien features melting away to reveal Dante's beloved face. He catches Luna as she collapses, his silver eyes wide with wonder and terror. "No, no, no," he chants, pressing his hands against her wounds. "You can't die. Not now. Not after." "It's done," Luna whispers, managing a weak smile. "You're free." "I don't want freedom without you." Tears stream down his face as he holds her closer. "I love you, Luna Blackthorn. I love your courage, your compassion, the way you see light in the darkest places. Please don't leave me." Luna feels her strength ebbing, her vision growing dim. But instead of despair, she feels only peace. She's saved him. She's broken a curse that should have lasted forever. "It's enough. Live," she whispers with her last breath. "Live and be happy." But as darkness claims her, she hears something impossible, her own heartbeat, growing stronger instead of weaker. Warmth spreads through her body as wounds begin to close and bones knit back together. Her eyes flutter open to find Dante glowing with the same silver light, his hands pressed against her chest. He's pouring his own life force into her, returning the gift she gave him. "Mate bond," he explains, his voice rough with emotion. "True love's sacrifice works both ways. You saved my soul. Now let me save your life." As the healing completes, Luna realizes the truth. She didn't have to die to break the curse. She just had to be willing to. The act of offering everything for love was sacrifice enough. 6 months later, Luna stands on the battlements of Ravencrest Castle, watching the sun rise over the mountains. The fortress is transformed, no longer a prison of shadows, but a beacon of hope for lost wolves across the territories. Word has spread of the curse's breaking, of the Alpha who found redemption through love. Refugees arrive daily seeking sanctuary, and Luna greets each one with healing hands and an open heart. Strong arms encircle her from behind as Dante joins her on the battlements. His curse is gone, but he's kept the most useful aspects of his transformation: enhanced strength, heightened senses, the ability to protect those he loves. The Crescent Moon pack arrives today, he murmurs against her ear. 40 wolves seeking a new home. "We'll find room," Luna says confidently. Under her influence, the castle has expanded beyond its original walls. New buildings rise daily, homes for the growing community of wolves who've chosen love over fear. "I have something for you," Dante says, producing a small velvet box from his pocket. Inside sits a ring unlike anything Luna has ever seen, a band of silver set with a stone that seems to hold captured moonlight. But it's not the beauty that takes her breath away. It's what it represents. "Luna Blackthorn," Dante says formally, dropping to one knee. "Would you do me the honor of becoming my mate, my Luna, my partner in all things?" "Yes," she whispers, then louder. "Yes, absolutely yes." As he slips the ring onto her finger, the stone flares with brilliant light. Around them, the assembled pack throws back their heads and howls in celebration, a sound of pure joy that echoes across the mountains. That night, under a sky blazing with stars, they hold the mating ceremony in the Great Hall. Luna wears a gown of midnight blue that makes her skin glow like moonbeams, while Dante stands resplendent in ceremonial black and silver. When the pack elder asks for their vows, Dante speaks first. "I promise to love you in the light and the darkness, in strength and in weakness, through every transformation our souls may face. You saved me from becoming a monster. Now I vow to be the man worthy of that salvation." Luna's voice is clear and strong as she replies, "I promise to be your anchor when storms rage, your healing when wounds cut deep, your hope when shadows fall. We were both broken when we found each other. Now we'll be whole together." The elder binds their hands with silver cord, and as they kiss to seal their bond, the very air around them shimmers with magic. Their wolves emerge to dance together under the stars, his midnight black, hers silver white, perfect complements spinning in eternal harmony. Later, alone in their chambers, they make love with desperate tenderness, two souls finally complete. As dawn breaks over the mountains, they lie entwined in silk sheets, planning their future. I want to establish healing centers throughout the territories, Luna says, tracing patterns on Dante's chest. Places where wounded wolves can find sanctuary without judgment. We'll build them, Dante promises, pressing a kiss to her hair. As many as you want. Our pack will be known for mercy as much as strength. And I want to find others like I was, Omegas sold into slavery, healers considered worthless. We'll give them homes, purpose, value. Whatever you need, he says softly. Whatever makes you happy. Luna smiles against his skin. For the first time in her life, she truly believes in happily ever after. 5 years later, the Ravencrest territory has become legendary throughout the wolf world. Their healing centers dot the landscape like beacons of hope. Their pack has grown to over 1,000 wolves, all united under the banner of compassion and strength combined. Luna has given birth to twins, a boy with his father's silver eyes and a girl with her mother's healing gift. They play in gardens where once only shadows grew, their laughter echoing through halls that have forgotten how to hold secrets. And sometimes, on clear nights when the moon is full, the people of the surrounding villages claim they can hear singing from the castle on the mountain. Not howls of rage or hunting calls, but songs of joy, of love, of hope reborn. The rejected Omega who once stood worthless on an auction block has become a Luna queen whose very name inspires broken hearts to heal. And the monster who once ruled through fear has learned that true power lies not in what you can destroy, but in what you choose to protect. In the end, they saved each other. And in saving each other, they saved everyone they touched. Some stories begin with curses and end with death. But the best stories, the ones that change the world, begin with love and never truly end at all. They just transform into legends that inspire new love stories for generations to come. Thank you for experiencing this journey of love, redemption, and transformation. If this story touched your heart, please share your favorite moment in the comments below. Which scene made you believe in the power of love to conquer even the darkest curses?